Good morning. I'm here to talk about my paper, Local Governance, Institutions, and Food Aid Program Implementation in Four Tseltal Communities in Chiapas, Mexico. My name is Cindy Janet de la Torre Pacheco, and I am with the Universidad Autónoma de Querétaro in Mexico. While we were doing field work for this paper, we found out that households that are enrolled in more food security programs are more food insecure, which contradicts what most people would think enrollment in food security food aid programs would bring. So I'm here to explain to you why this is happening. So first of all, we conducted 8 weeks of team-based rapid assessment ethnographic work in 4 Tseltal Mayan communities in the southernmost state of Mexico called Chiapas, specifically in the area of the highlands, Los Altos. And the 4 communities that we worked in were Mesvilja in the municipality of Ochuk, and Pajalton, Cañada Grande, and Balún Canal in the municipality of Tenejapa. Our main argument in this paper is that the institutional landscape affects the way that these programs are implemented, because the federal, state, and local and municipal government do not have any monitoring and sanctioning about the way that the programs are intended to be and how the programs actually take place in the communities. And so first, I want to talk to you about the food aid programs that are present in the community. So in the state, in between municipal, state, and federal level, there are 10 different programs, food aid programs, from which we found 9 present in either of the communities that we were working with. The community that had the most participation in food aid programs was Pajalton, then with 10 programs, then Balún Canal with 7, and Mesvilja and Cañada Grande with 6. There were only 2 programs that were present in all of the communities, and this was Oportunidades, which is the largest federal government program, and Liconza, which is subsidized cow's milk. So what we found out was that the communities that were enrolled, or where there were more programs, were the ones that had a highest level of food insecurity. So as I said, after during field work, we realized it had to do with the institutional landscape of the communities. So up to the 1930s, all the communities had the same political, religious, traditional system in them, but then in the 1930s, the city council was by law, every municipality had to have a city council. So the power transferred from Ladinos, which are the mestizo population, to the indigenous population. And this created a change in the traditional political system. Also, in the 1930s, American missionaries came and they tried to convert some of the mostly Catholic population into their religion. So Catholicism lost their power, and with it, the religious political system. So communities were also no longer homogeneous. And then in the 1940s, the government established schools, and as part of the schools, there had to be a parent committee, and this parent committee became the de facto most important institution, civic political institution in all of the communities that were studied, and these also promoted secularization. And so the traditional political religious system was based in the idea that authorities were elected based on the status and reputation, and that they gained these through community service So we made a scale with all the elements that the traditional and the civic authority system had to have, and we found out that, for example, Cañada Grande scored really high on the traditional authority system, but really low on the civic authority scale. And the same for Pajalton. Pajalton was very high on the civic authority system and very low on the traditional authority system. The other ones were more in the middle. What we came up to, or we concluded with our study, was that civic authorities have a capacity or more capacity to enroll in food aid programs. The presence of traditional authorities is a better indicator of food security, and there is a lack of monitoring and enforcement of food aid programs, which allows community to implement them freely, which sometimes does not benefit the people that it's intended to benefit. And food aid programs do not take into account the people's food preference or cultural preference. Thank you so much.